Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Friendship Dawn podcast. It is the week of April 17th, 2022. My name is Ivan, and with me here today is
Skyler.
And we're moving on to the card of the day, which is Bedeck slash Bedazzle. Bedeck is a R/B/B instant that says target creature gets +3, -3 until end of turn. Dazzle is a 4BR instant that says destroy target non-basic land. Bedazzle deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. And it has a Rakdos watermark on it. Because it's Rakdos.
Yeah, it's a Rakdos from
It's one of the split cards from Ravnica Legions.
Yeah, I remember when this card came out.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, well, Bedeck is like kind of neat, like actually kind of interesting, and Bedazzle's fucking useless.
Bedeck is like a kind of playable card. And Bedazzle literally does nothing.
It's like
Bedazzle is
okay,
flavor text.
I guess.
Oh
I
man,
guess I'll play
my mana screwed
like...
opponent who has 3 lands in play. One of them is a non-basic, and I can mana screw them on turn 6 and kill their Teferi.
Wow. Jesus.
This is actually from a cycle.
Yeah.
Where it's hybrid costs on one half and then multicolor cost on the other half.
Cool as hell.
Yeah, the other ones are like Assure Assemble, I think Defend Deploy.
That sounds like Boros.
Yeah.
Split card to me.
Fuck, the split cards are like way at the end. Right.
Hey.
Alright, here they are. Bedeck, Bedazzle. Oh, there's 2 cycles. There's an uncommon cycle and a rare cycle. But there's Carnal Carnage, which is also Rakdos. Collision Colossus, which was kind of playable in Standard, which is Gruul. Consecrate Consume, which is Orzhov. Depose Deploy, which is Azorius.
That's Azorius. Oh, wait. Okay.
Incubation and Incongruity, which is Simic. Repudiate and Replicate, which is also Simic. Revival Revenge, which was kind of playable in Standard, and Orzhov. Thrash Threat, which
God, I don't remember these cards at all.
And then Warrant Warden, which was what I thought Depose Deploy was. Because they're both the Orzhov ones.
So. Oh, yeah. You mean Azorius?
Yeah, Azorius ones. Fuck.
Well, you're fine.
Yeah.
Is this Ravnica 1, 2, or 3?
This is Ravnica 3.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, because it came out like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been like right when I don't remember these cards. Oh wait, I remember the draw 2 lockets. I remember those. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember some of these cards.
Yeah. Like Hollowed Fountain. Ever heard of that one?
Yes, I've heard of Hollow Fountain.
Yeah, this is around when Teferi Time Rattler came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Seraph of the Scales. You remember this girl?
Yes. Okay, I did. Okay.
Wild? Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that you normally only remember like 5 cards from a set, so.
Oh, but I also remember Judith. We played. I remember playing a standard deck with Judith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Fireblade Artist.
Yes. Oh man.
Also in that standard deck.
Oh, is oh shit! With the little bit up the removal spell.
Final Payment.
No, a little farther up the Rakdos removal spell. Bedevil.
Oh, Bedevil.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. 2 black, 1 red. Like jeez.
Yeah. That deck also had Basilica Bellhaunt in it. In the sideboard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Footlight Fiend somewhere in this set.
Yeah, Footlight Fiend is somewhere in this set. Oh, that card. That card. I like that card a lot.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh.
Footlight Fiend, really good with Judith.
Yeah, like fucking... Yeah, crazy with Judith.
The 1 mana 2/1.
Vertaga.
Yeah.
Theater of Horrors. Oh. This brings back memories.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the one that has that rule card that gave you
Rhythm of the Wild?
No, the other rule card that like it gave it hexproof when it's your turn.
Oh, Gruul Spellbreaker.
Spellbreaker, yeah.
That's also in the set.
Yeah.
So is Hydroid Grasis.
Oh yeah, Hydroid Grasis. Yep.
Everyone's favorite. a little more meta defining than all of the cool cards we were talking about just a moment before.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Hey, what if you just gain? What if? Shit. What if your X-Men at XX also gained you life and drew cards?
Is it gain half life and draw half cards?
Yeah, gain half life and draw half cards. But also it's an XX with flying and trample.
Yeah,
so
it also your 6-mana 4/4 flying trample also draws you 2 cards and gains you 2 life when you play it.
Yeah.
That's oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Can you imagine just like casting it for 6? Then your opponent's like, fuck. So they just cast Sphinx's Revelation for 3. So they drew 3 cards and gained 3 life. So they can't win the race because they just gained a bunch of life. And they drew 3 cards. So they're back in, they have all this gas.
Yeah.
And they have a 6/6 with flying. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And the great thing about Hydroid Crisis is you just drew 3 cards. It's pretty likely you have a Hydroid Crisis
Oh
in your
my
hand.
god.
Oops.
Oh, man, Ravnica. I miss Ravnica.
Yeah. This was right after Eldraine too, so
Oh.
Incubation Druid helping you get those Hydroid Crisis off the
Yep.
ground.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, is Legion Warboss in this one?
Yeah, Legion Warboss is.
Oh fuck yeah.
No, I think it's actually the set before. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah. Light up the stages though.
Oh, light up the stage. Another fucking banger.
And Skewer the Critics.
Skewer the Critics is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, not a banger though. Rick's Mighty Reveler. You should use your cube points to put light up the stage in the cube.
Dude, I'm fucking broke, man. I gotta put Frankie Peanuts in there. How can I possibly afford light up the stage? You're right, but I can't afford that shit, man.
Yeah.
I have to win 2 seasons for the cards I want to put into the damn cube.
Yeah. I mean, just do it. It's easy. You just win.
Hey, can my win the season reward be just at 200 points? I can just just fuck with the cube.
I guess.
Unless you already had something in mind.
Yeah, I already had something in mind.
Damn.
I did also have. Sorry.
Hopefully, I'll just earn 200 points by trying to get to a season win.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, that card of the day was pretty quick. You want to talk about weekly work? Because I worked 1 day this week.
I worked 2 days this week.
Wait, you took vacation?
No,
Oh.
I had to call in sick.
Oh.
So, this was Monday. No. Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I purchased a product called Magic brand shaving powder,
Mm-hmm.
which is a substance that you mix with water and then apply to your face, and it sort of just uproots the hairs and you can just wipe them off. So it's supposed to give you. It's supposed to be for people with more sensitive skin. It's an alternative to shaving, so that you don't get razor burn or stuff.
It sounds really cool, but fortunately,
It was $3, and it fucking ruined me.
Yeah.
Oh man, So, I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe it's just because it's the first time I've ever used it, and I'm not used to it. But I had applied it. So, before you use this product,
Yeah.
you are intended to do a test.
Yeah.
So I put a little bit on where my goatee spot is.
Yeah.
It's right underneath my bottom lip, and mix. It says mix half a teaspoon with equal parts water. So I covered a bit of that and then wiped it away. It didn't really sting,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me a really the spot that was on there was smooth.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had actually just shaved.
Nice.
And my girlfriend, I was like, hey, does this part of my face look funny to you?
Yeah.
And she was like, I mean, it looks a little discolored. And then she felt it and she was like, but I mean, it's a clean shave. I was like, okay,
Nice.
seems like I'm good to go. So I apply it to my whole, everywhere that has hair on my face that I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was too ambitious.
Yeah.
Because I mix it up, I apply it to my face, and then there are numerous warnings. You should not use this product, or do not use this product 36 hours, or wait at least 36 hours after you've used another depilatory product, I believe, which is what these kinds of things are called, like Nair,
Yeah.
or shave.
Mm-hmm.
Do not use after excessive exposure to sunlight, which I assume is a sunburn, but is really broad. Do not use prior to sweating.
Oh, prior to sweating.
Or sorry, do not use after sweating.
Oh, okay.
Is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
So don't use after sweating. And it was the canister is about the size of one of those mini cola cans.
Yeah.
And it was $3, which, I was really hopeful. I was like, oh man, if this works, it's going to be so much cheaper than having to buy blades. Because I also purchased a 4-pack of blades that day, which was $20.
Wow.
Yeah. So, needless to say, it did not work at all. It also says not to wash it off, just to like rinse it away. So I rinsed it away. Almost no hair was gone. My face was on fire. And also, parts of my face were bleeding.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and like, I was like, okay, well, so it wasn't at first they didn't start bleeding. It was only after I had woken up and looked in the mirror and been like, oh yeah, there's some patches of not like dripping.
Yeah.
It just like after you would pop a pimple, like some blood had risen to the surface.
Oh yeah.
And was beginning to scab over, and I was like, yeah, I can't go to work like this. Also, my face, after 8 hours of sleep, still on fire.
Oh wow, that's not good.
No. So I called in sick. After like 48 hours, the burning finally stopped. And
oh, that's a good time, after 2 full days of punishment for your wrongdoings.
And almost no hair was gone. So did not even do its explicit purpose. I have a theory that I did not apply. I don't think I applied enough, or the mixture was too
diluted.
No, what the opposite of diluted is? It wasn't diluted enough.
Oh, okay.
To like not cause a chemical burn on my face.
Yeah.
And then I talked to the person who recommended it to me, and they were like, "Oh man, I'm really sorry. It does not do that to me. I guess I kind of remember the first time I used it. It did something similar, but it's always what I've used. So I also wonder if I might have had an allergic reaction to it. Yeah, that might have been it. So
that would suck because then there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
yeah.
It's just
and since you're not supposed to. I also still haven't shaved after that, just because I am like nervous about shaving, like, I don't know, when the top layer of my epidermis has been burned off.
Yeah.
So since it's such like I don't know, I just don't think I'm going to use it. And I wish I could feel like I could use it on like my mustache or just like little spots, but then I would have to like try and shave around those spots, and it seems like too much work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was out of work for a few days. But when I did come back to work, I started to get my spin back on roulette.
Nice.
Luckily, I had a couple of really just not very active tables. Very, very slow, very minor action, very easy to handle, so that I could really focus on like figuring and working out my spin.
Yeah.
And figuring out what was wrong. I think I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, what I was doing wrong, but I think it had something to do with trying to actually snap it out of my fingers instead of trying to like use pressure to push the ball out between my fingers.
Yeah.
And also I wasn't moving as much with my wind up. So now I'm like doing a much more exaggerated motion to bring my arm in along the rim of the roulette wheel.
Yeah.
That's helped a lot.
I think I'm just gonna do the thing that they say like messes up your wrist. Like, I mean, like, I don't need a wrist for anything.
Oh
so,
yeah, definitely not. Yeah. Also, like it hurt. Applying lotion for me kind of helps. Like a very small amount of lotion, just helps not. It basically is easier on my thumb because then I don't apply as much pressure to try and get the ball out between my fingers. Because the last few times I've done it, my thumb really hurts afterwards because because I'm just pressing so hard into the ball to try and flick it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Nothing else too exciting though, as far as work stories go.
I didn't even get to deal crabs, so
I'm sorry,
I was somewhere else, and then like the pit boss walked up and was like, "I was gonna put you on crabs, but then I didn't," and then I was like, "Okay."
Cool decision that you made, I guess.
Yeah. It was also weird.
Did
so
they
like,
tell you the reason why?
Yeah, they told me the reason why.
Okay.
But also, so I'm dealing to the full $5 UTH table, right?
Ugh.
And they're changing the decks, and then like, I don't know. There's a lot going on, and then when the pit boss is changing the decks, they're like right there, and it's like kind of in your space, but it's not like enough to be like it's just like kind of annoying on specifically Carney games because then you're like up against the shuffler. I guess decks only get changed on Carney games, but
I used to need to change cards on regular blackjack tables.
Oh,
when I was on Graveyard.
Oh,
yeah,
that's neat.
I don't know. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah,
you have to clear out the whole table.
Yeah,
like players can't even like sit down to watch.
Yeah,
so just have to like get up and go get a drink, and it's a lot like opening tables where players are like, "Oh hey, are you guys open?" And you're like, No. So very obviously no. The cards. What cards could I deal to you? There aren't any.
Hey, you guys open? Yeah, sure. Oh. Sorry, I can't get the lid off.
Oh man, the lid must be like jammed, or there must be like a piece of metal that is stopping me from taking the lid off. That you would need another special piece of metal, insert that into like a little slot on the bigger piece of metal, and then like twist it in a sort of like clockwise motion to remove the smaller piece of metal to let me take. Oh, you're gone. Mission accomplished.
I've been opening some games recently, and I don't open games when I'm on craps, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you open craps, you just like stand at the table while the other people do everything, right?
Sure.
As long as you stood in the smart spot, which is not on stick.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm every time I go to open a table, it's like a blackjack table, and I'm like, all right, got to get the stuff out from underneath. And then I come to any Carney game, and I'm like, all right, got to get the stuff out from underneath. Wait, it's a Carney game. There's nothing I need to get from underneath. Wait, I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. All right, so there's the shoe, and then there's the cut cards. I'll just turn the shuffler on and then just stand here. And the person comes over, and then they unlock the thing, and they're like, all right, let's do this. And I'm like, oh, shit, the thing that goes over the purple chips. That's right.
Yep.
Now that I've opened the thing, and
it always feels so anticlimactic to me, because I crouch down a little bit, I reach under, and then feel around for a sec, and then feel the plastic, take it out, and I'm like, yeah, now this is the only thing I need, and place it on the purple chips.
Yeah, this is just like it's more of an annoyance because you don't get the whole.
It really feels like it shouldn't even have to go under the. Like, there's just no other place to put it. If
we just put it on the thing, then someone will walk up to the table and steal it for no reason.
Yes, or if the lid was just a little bit taller, it could stay on top of the chips while the lid was on it. But the lid is just, I would assume at least, the lid is just barely short enough so that you can't place the lid and with the plastic thing on top of the purple chips.
You can if you need to.
Really?
But they can't like make the lid taller because then the locks don't work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I have. So when the fire alarm went off, and they're like, "All right, put the decks in the tray," right? I was like, "Oh, okay," and then I put the lid over it, and then someone came over and locked it, and then I was like,
that looks weird.
I hope that's not broken.
Oh,
Because it like tilted up.
oh, it probably had to do that to.
Yeah. Well, I reopened the table and it was fine.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
Well, I didn't reopen the table. Stood at the table, picked the thing up, and then I was like, "What do I do now?" And someone tapped me out, and I was like, "Don't fucking care. Bye."
Who cares? Bye.
Yeah.
Later.
See you. Bye.
Not my problem anymore.
It's like I said the thing about how like the fire alarm's going off and the person at the table was upset. They're like, "Well, I was gonna win." It's like,
oh, bummer, dude. Goodbye.
on the 3-card poker table. Yeah. Oh yeah, you were gonna win. Oh well, I didn't qualify, so you were going to lose $10. Oh, I'm sorry. You
also, there's a fire. How much is your life worth? Like, how bad do you need this $30 that you're gonna win from the hand? Bad enough to die in a fire big enough to sound off the fire alarm? Like, the whole point of the alarm is to get you out of the building. It's like a safety tool. And you're like, nah, I need my money.
Sorry, you only had like $400 in black chips.
People suck.
I don't think people all suck.
Sorry, I said people suck.
Oh yeah, people suck.
Yeah,
some of them do. I don't know, but like at the casino, sometimes people are cool. For example, the guy on UTH2, who, of course, puts $300 in, wants 200 in red and 100 in green. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Now, if I tell you that it's your favorite betting strategy, do you want to guess how they bet on UTH?
$25 on the ante and blind, but it's $25 in red chips, then $50 on trips.
Not quite. That is funny.
Using green chips.
That's really funny. That actually leads into another story from a long time ago.
Sick.
That I heard. No, it was 2020, and then I think,
of course,
20 on the trips. I can't remember.
Probably more if I had to guess.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I think it was like 35.
Yep. Of course.
All right.
In red, right?
Yeah.
Not using the green chips.
Not using the green chips.
Why would you?
Why would you?
That's not 35. That's not a $35 chip. I need like $35 out there.
It was like alternate. It was like oscillating between like 20 and like 35. 35 was the highest. Anyways, so of course, they lose all their money multiple times and buy in for like 4 times. But anyways,
oh yeah, because you're betting. It's $100 a hand.
We're reaching the end, right? And then they do the cool thing where they have 20 here, 20 here, and of course they have Jack 3 suited, which is obviously 4-bet, right?
Oh yeah, it's a 4-bet all the way. They're the same suit.
Yeah.
And you have a face card.
Yeah. And then they put 80 in red on the back, right? And
sure.
I look and like they've got literally on the hands 150 in red. So I'm like, I'll just give them green then.
Sure.
So, we get to the end of the hand, they win. I cut down their whole bet, do the thing, give them 80 in green, 20 in, or 83 green, 1 red, 20 in red, and then, I'm like, all right, I'm done with it. Next hand. Of course, they had 6-7 suited, which means 4-bet. Yep. Straight flush potential.
Straight flush. You can get a straight flush.
Yeah. Anyways,
which means you should up your bet.
4-bet.
Because that's That's where you're getting your money on that straight flush. Is the play.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the 50 to 1 on the fucking. Oh. Please continue.
So they put 35 in red up on the trips, and I remember this very vividly. They get, they put like 80 on the back, all red, and then I flip over their hands and I get to it, and they have 6s and 7s, 2 pair, right?
Wow.
Sick.
Better
Winning
feeling
hand.
good.
And then I cut down their entire bet, and then they're like, "Oh, I need red." And
Do you?
I was like, okay. I just sit there. I look at the green chips, and I try really hard not to say, "You know, you can bet the green ones, right?" You're just gonna break them down into red anyways.
I honestly, I don't even know if that works anymore. Because I tried that. And the man still just bet blue chips. But didn't even listen to me. Didn't even let me finish my explanation of how he was being dumb. He knew he was right.
Anyways. I don't say that. And then I just take out a full stack of red. I cut it down, and then I put it back up, and I'm like, all right, here's 100 in total. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, so it's 80 on the play, and then 20 on the 20 on the so it's 100. It's a full stack. Don't worry about it. Anyways, the thing I remembered earlier, someone at a table did the very, very cool and smart thing, which is play 20, which is 4 reds, right? On the main hand at blackjack.
Uh-huh.
And then 50, which is 2 greens, right? They have 2 greens.
Yes.
On the side bet in blackjack.
Yes.
I say, oh, you can't do that. And they're like, what do you mean? I have less chips on the side bet than the main bet.
Oh. Huh. Well, you are right. But you are also wrong.
Yeah.
Good work. Now fix your fucking bet. That's funny. That reminds me.
It's also.
Oh, go ahead.
So I don't know if I'm supposed to do this. It's also really funny to me when they put like 4 red chips on the main bet and they're like 7 on the side, and then they deal out the hand and then they lose it, and then I take their side bet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I cut it into their normal bet, and then I throw them the 3 extra chips, pick up the side bet, and put it in the tray.
Huh. It's efficient. That's what the floor would have you do anyways, if you called them over to ask them what to do.
Yeah, I just think it's really funny. And a lot of the times people ask me, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, you can't only
do that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's funny. In the roulette class, someone explained like, because you can overbet in roulette.
Yeah.
By accident, right?
Yeah.
Because the maximum on any way you can bet any number is $25, right?
Yeah.
And if you're playing nickel value or $5 chips that are non-values, you're just placing them out there like a madman.
Yeah.
You might accidentally have 6 or 7 chips on like a split or a corner, and there's no reason to do it intentionally.
Yeah.
Because if it loses and the dealer doesn't notice, you only lose money.
Yeah.
But if it wins, the dealer will have to notice because they'll have to do the math.
Yeah.
And they'll have to be like, oh yeah, you can't have those 5 here. Take those back.
Yeah.
So I just think that's funny. And leads into another roulette story.
Okay.
About a super cool thing a person did.
Okay,
so I need you to be able to imagine a roulette like table in your mind. Not the wheel.
Yeah.
The layout of the roulette table. Yeah. Right? So I, as the dealer, am standing near the like lower edges of the table, or the lower numbers of the table.
Yeah.
I have a person who is to the
first, second, third.
It's so much a second. They're like at the middle on the like very corner of the table, right?
Yeah.
They've just bought in for 5 stacks of non-value chips.
Yeah.
I need to push those chips with a single hand to them.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, there are no chips on the layout in the way between me and the person, right?
Yeah.
So I take the path of least resistance and go try to push it directly to him. While I'm doing this, the person to my immediate left places a chip on the split between 26 and 27 directly in the path of my push. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And I move it to the side a little bit, and then they place another chip in the path of my corrected course. And I'm shell-shocked for a moment. And then first base begins, or I guess third base, begins laughing, like the dude directly across from me, and is like, Are you gonna let him push the chips past you? And the dude to my left is like, what? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, and removes both of his bets. And I'm like, cool, thanks, and push. It was just really funny, because he was so focused on picking numbers that he was just like, I want that one, and I want that one, and they just happened to be in the direct path I had chosen to push the chips. And I can't do it around because he has his stack of chips outside of the layout making a dam, because they're not evenly, it's just a pile of chips.
It's just like the shit you see in the movies where the dude's got like a stack of like 80 and then 2 stacks of 30 and 40 and then one of like
a
20.
5.
Yeah, and a 5.
Like 2 really small stacks.
It's like, no wonder.
Oh, I guess they do it on roulette. They do it.
Roulette thing?
Because they'll just pick up chips and just place them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they don't care how many is in a stack.
There's this reminds me of a dice thing where you're the stick person, you're pushing the dice to people.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I'm new and I'm bad at this.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's like a field place, which is where well, you know what the field is. So it bets on the specific numbers: the 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's basically like betting on black and roulette. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it's basically always empty. So of course your mind just shuts off that there might be bets in there, and then you just push the stick. Oh, oops.
Oh well.
Yeah, and it happens on the pass line a lot too, like depending on where the people are. Because if they're on like the far end of the table and you're pushing the dice there, you just don't go through that area. But if they're like right next to you, but like 3 people in, you have to like bring the dice all the way, and then you like have to push in a way that's. You have to push. I push in a straight line towards them basically after I get them right next to me.
Yeah.
And that'll just pass through like 4 bets. Especially if people have like fucking odds. Like odds are the worst thing. Anyways, this leads to the whole story, which is that the teacher of the craps class taught me to, whenever you hit chips, just say beep beep coming through. And
oh my god, that's very good. I wish I could do that with roulette chips. Just beep beep coming through and push and just derail like.
Yeah, well,
it's 30 bets.
So hypothetically, the stick person in the box are looking, and they book the bet verbally that's been fucked up, and also 90% of the time it's the only thing that's there. So, very fun. Other than of course when like 8 people are betting like the hard ways, and then you have to actually like use the notches perfectly, and then like someone throws the dice, and what else is it gonna do but hit in the middle of the fucking table somehow? Like, how did you? Also, so many people win the hard way bet, which is like 8-1, or it's 9-1 or 7-1, right?
Sure.
And then they're like, parlay that, baby. Stack all my money on there. And then I'm like, why? So there is someone who does something like kind of cool that I like. So he puts 1 on both of the ones that pay like 9-1, and then whenever they win that one, they're like, "All right, put 1 on all of them, and give me the $5." So kind of like making their money back, but also they're like increasing their bet a little bit. So it's like kind of fun, and you can go on like a tear.
Yeah, it's like the thing that guy tried to explain to us where we bet on the...
Yeah, where you push your place bets every other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but you start off with betting the, like, what are they, the horn highs or something?
Oh, the hopping 6 and 8?
Yes, the hopping 6 and 8, and then you when that wins, you use that money to place field bet? No.
Place bets.
Place bets, yeah.
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 That one's a neato strategy too. I like that one.
Do you see people at our casino do that?
No.
Huh. Okay.
I do see people also like a really funny one. It's like, yeah, $5 on the 6, $5 on the $5 on the 5, $5 on the 9. A 9 rolls. All right. But $20 on the 5, $20 on the 9 now.
Jesus.
Because you win $35 from one of the bets, right?
Sure.
So now you have $40 total, and why would you take your winnings?
Yeah. I also hate money. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, the pushing dice thing is also a lot more difficult when, like I said, if there's people at the end of the table, and there's cum bets, which is like you play another game of craps in the game of crats.
Mm-hmm.
No one plays that either.
Huh.
But if someone does play that, you're probably not expecting it because you're the stick person and you don't have to pay attention to this vast open space that's in the middle of the table that basically exists for you to push and pull dice. And then you just push through, and then it's like, oh shit, dodge. Yeah. I also do the really great thing of push. All right, I'm pushing all 5. Oh, I lost one of them. Oh, well, here's 4, and then you already picked 2. Fuck.
Yeah. I will say one nice thing about roulette is there seems to be a weird, like, unspoken rule that if the dealer is pushing their chips,
yeah,
and the like one or more stacks of the chips falls, like on the way, the player is just like, it's cool, and it like
rakes them all.
Yeah,
in.
rakes them all in. Is like, you don't have to push them anymore, and it's like you don't have to worry about it.
Oh,
rather than like you having to pick them all up, restack them in your area, and push them back out to the player.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
There's also
it's weird because it feels wrong every time it happens. Like one falls over, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, and the player is just like, nah, I don't care. I got chips, baby. Place those. Yeah. Get them out of here as fast as you can.
Oh man, it's like, I don't know. There's this one guy on the craps table, and if you like ship the dice in any way he doesn't like, he's like, no, you have to take them all the way back in. You change them, and then you bring them back out.
Wow.
Which, you know,
what a man child.
Yeah, the one time they did it to me, I was like, oh, okay. They at least have the courtesy to stand right next to the stick person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still.
Yeah.
That's a bit melodramatic.
Yeah. Oh no, the dice said 7.
We're fucked.
Yeah. It's like one of the bosses said to me, yeah, so if the dice say 7 before you ship them out, don't try and hit both of them. Just hit one of them because then it can't land on 7 again. Especially since players are like really big, really dumb about it and think they'll roll a 7 just because you shipped them a 7, which is
insane.
Yeah, which is one of the most superstitious and nonsense things, but it happens. People are just dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to take a break, everybody.
Okay, cool.
Hello, everyone. Taking a break from the podcast to tell you all to subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/IvanTT. That's IVANTT. It's how you help support the podcast, how we get all of our stuff together, and you get a sick bonus in that all Patreons with the tier 2 or higher get a shout out. So quick shout out to Thunderbird145, who is our current Tier 2 patron. Thank you, everyone, and back to the podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Friendship Dawn podcast. We're moving on to the series second. Today, we just finished, about an hour ago, The Good Place. Thoughts? Opinions?
I mean, it'll probably be in like my top 10 like best shows of all time.
Best shows of all time?
Absolutely.
All right.
That show is extremely well made.
So I want to go on a little bit of a sidetrack here.
Sure.
What is in your list of best shows of all time?
That's a good question. Some other
All
I
right.
think Gravity Falls is in there.
Yeah, that's
Gravity
what I was
Falls is
about to say
amazing.
too. Yeah.
There's probably an anime that I really like that's in there.
So for me, obviously number one is One Piece.
Yeah,
Gravity Falls is in there somewhere.
yeah.
I think the first season of Twin Peaks is good enough.
Ooh, first season of. It's okay. So
The
here's
Good
the thing,
Place,
right?
I think, is better than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
See, here's the thing though. I like JoJo,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't put it in that category because
Yeah.
I think, like, objectively, JoJo is not one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. And I might feel the same way about the first about Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But the first season of Twin Peaks is pretty good.
I also really like Breaking Bad. I don't know if it's like that tier though. Oh, BoJack Horseman. I would put BoJack Horseman
that's fair.
near the top.
It might get into like number 10. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Those are. Yeah, those are the ones I can think of right now.
I know if you'd asked me a couple years ago, I definitely would have said Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Don't know how I feel about that now. Still good. Still amazing. Still classic.
Yeah. Oh. No. So I thought Total Drama for a second, but I just really like Total Drama, and it's not good.
Yeah. That's how I feel about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I really like it. It's not good.
Also, so...
Komi Can't Communicate is probably in there.
Yeah.
That show is fucking amazing.
I don't know, I have a hard time putting anime in that in
Really?
the category. Not because Erase is in there, probably though.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
heard good things about Erase.
Yeah. The movies aren't shows, so that doesn't matter. But like I don't know, like especially like a lot of anime aren't fully contained stories. They are, they are one seasons of story of like manga that go for like years.
Sure.
A lot of anime.
But it can still be really good without being a close story.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion.
I agree. They don't give me what I feel is closure. Death Note? I don't think. I think Death Note's really good, but I think it's like not like.
And Death Note has that thing where it's like a first season. I didn't like the after spoilers for Death Note. After L is not in the story anymore.
Yeah.
I think the show is vastly less interesting.
See, I disagree on that point, but
that's fair.
Yeah. It's just anime.
I also hate this question because even though I will be like, oh man, that's like in my top 10, like that.
I'm never going to rank these, right? Like, this is the nebulous concept of these are 7 in my opinion, some of the best written shows that I have seen, right?
Sure. Yes.
Right. And obviously this list is going to change at some point, right?
Yeah.
When I was like 15, Death Note was one of them.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? That shit is like...
But now...
That's a game changer right there. When I first watched Death Note, I was like, whoa. this is how you write a story.
Yeah. Death Note, I don't know. Is it? But it doesn't do it anymore. It doesn't, reach
Yeah.
the pinnacle of things I've watched.
Yeah, Gravity Falls somehow does.
Yeah.
Huh.
What?
I don't know. I just think that's interesting.
I've seen Gravity Falls 3 times. I've seen Death Note once, and I've tried to watch it a second time. And
Did you watch the live action movie?
yeah.
Okay.
Did we not talk about this?
We must have.
Yeah, I
I've
think we
since
talked about
forgotten.
this. Yeah. I really like. I might have. This might have been with my significant other. Actually, now that I think about it, I really like the live action movie.
Me too.
Yeah.
okay, so here's the thing,
Yeah.
right?
I think we
I
talked about this
think-
when it came out.
Yes, I think the live action Death Note movie is an excellent movie in a vacuum, at the very least, removed from the original Death Note.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing coming of age tale. I think the dude that plays Shen, who's the Shinigami?
Ryuk.
Ryuk. Yes.
William Dafoe.
William Dafoe makes a fucking choice. Ryuk, just absolutely perfect. And then the story, it just tells a different story than the story of Death Note. It's much more coming of age. It is targeted towards a different demographic, and it is fundamentally a different story.
Right?
And I think that's super interesting.
Yeah. I love it. I love
I don't think I love it,
Yeah.
but I do think it is
Yeah.
a good movie.
I love the idea that was made and that they ran with it.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
It's like there's the My Hero Academia manga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the offshoot manga that's about like low tier superheroes.
What?
Yeah, there's an offshoot manga of My Hero Academia that's just about like it might be about vigilantes, I don't know, but it's about like not as powerful people in the superhero world, right?
Oh,
So it's a different story in the same universe, and I love that stuff.
that's wild. I
Yeah.
had no idea this existed.
Yeah.
That
What
does sound
it's
really
called.
cool.
I have told you the really funny thing about the author of My Hero Academia, though, right?
I've since forgotten. If
All
you
right.
have.
So they were first published in Shonen Jump when they were 15 for submitting fan art for One Piece.
Is this a Twitter thing? Or
Uh,
would you have showed me this online, or is this just something you would have told me?
This is something I would have told you. It's something that came up in like one of the
Game nights?
recent volumes.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. It was like a year or two ago. I can't remember what it was. It might have been a picture of Smoker, but don't take my word on that. I can't remember at all. Yeah. But
It show's not about authenticity, anyways.
Yeah.
That slaps. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. I thought it was cool as fuck.
Um,
Also, 15 is almost assuredly the wrong age. I'm just
be cool as hell if it was the right age, though.
like it.
Yeah. Anyways, want to talk about The Good Place?
Yes, The Good
All right.
Place. I really like The
Hey,
Good Place.
Spoilers for The Good Place. The Good Place is an incredible show, and you really should not take our the recap of two dum-dums who like just finished it after watching 3 episodes every off and on every week. You should just go watch the show, because it fucking goes places.
It is a
is-
show about subverting your expectations.
Yeah.
And it won't be able to do that once we tell you all the things that happen.
Yeah. So go watch it. Anyways, now that that's done, aw man, I love roguelike television. Or at least while some of it was roguelike television, Good Place was an absolute treat to watch.
Yeah.
It was very well made. It has so much attention to detail, both in world building and also just from a storytelling perspective. And I was never not interested in watching it. It always had my attention.
Yeah.
and it was memorable. It was like I hope to be able to recap things about Good Place like at the very least a year from now.
Yeah.
Because the show does a very good job of setting up moments and making them.
Yeah.
All while being an episodic, like, made for TV series.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. Absolute fun watch.
It goes through like a bunch of phases and a bunch of different
arcs.
stuff.
It goes through a bunch of arcs.
Right?
And there's constant character development, which is fucking buck wild. Like I never feel like any characters are stale. I'm always laughing at Jason. I'm always I always find it heartwarming whenever either Tahani or Eleanor grows as a person.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting whenever Chidi is talking about moral philosophy.
Yeah.
Or funny whenever Chidi is caught between two decisions.
Yeah.
I just think the show is written like amazingly.
There's a lot of like too, like at the end when Jason pretends to be sad to get Chidi to give himself advice.
Yes. And then is like, I got you, bro.
And then like there's a thing about
and
like
the show does such a good job of setting up that Jason is like a complete buffoon, and then does an excellent job capitalizing on whenever the character makes an actually relatable analogy.
Yeah.
And it's always funny. Like it was never like, oh man, they're doing this again. It's I like, oh.
It shows the strengths and weaknesses of everybody, right?
Yes.
And Jason's weakness is that he's stupid, but he's very relatable and he can find ways to explain complex topics because that's the only way his smooth brain can understand them.
It's also I hope I never forget that moment when he's like, so it's like the love between the Capulets and the what's the other house?
It's like the Montagues and the Capulets. We can never be together.
Yeah, and Chidi's like, how do you know that?
I read books, man.
I read some books, man. Just genuinely insulted. And then
it's like, wait, what the fuck? Romeo and Juliet? And Chidi also went like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. It's what's not to like about the show? I don't know. Nothing. Even the puns for all the restaurant names are fucking great. The arcs between like every character is written interestingly.
There's an interweaving narrative, and then like it's about Michael becoming a better person too, despite the fact that he's not a person.
Yes.
He's a fire squid. Take off your Michael suit. No, I can't. No,
it would kill all of you.
I don't want to show you a 30-story tall fire squid. You'd never look at me the same way again.
Yeah. Just like genuinely, you would never be able to see me as a person. You would always just see me as a 30-story tall giant squid that is always on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Go watch The Good Place. Go fuck. So blown away by how good it is. Like every time we watch it.
Yeah.
It goes through some incredible arcs.
It has a lot to say about philosophy.
Yes. Oh my god, it has so much to say. I think it has a super. I am not equipped intellectually to talk about any of the subjects the show broaches, but I find that they broach those subjects in cool and interesting ways, especially to a layman like myself.
Yeah.
Especially when majority of the show is about learning philosophy.
Yeah. It's teaching you to be a better person so that you can get into the good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fucked, dude. Like this Pepsi, probably like somewhere between negative like 1,000 and 10,000 points, easy.
Hey,
And especially so if I throw it
Sky.
in that trash can and not the recycling bin. Even if I throw it in the recycling and I know willingly that it's probably not gonna get to the recycling, like that's like at least minus 500, right?
as long as it's not a weird sex thing.
Fuck, I almost spit. Fuck, I almost spit. Oh my god, I almost spit all over your whole recording setup. That would have been real bad. Oh man, that would have been so nasty.
It's not my fault. Right after you finish your sentence, you take a drink of soda.
Ooh. Oh, that poor accounting being that was put in charge of all the six things.
I think he has a new job now.
Well, yeah. Well, wait. No, because they still need people to count for points.
Oh yeah, no, but he was the person who was in the obelisk doing all the.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that was Mark.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
They'll work. Do they want to?
What?
What compels them to work?
The demons?
Beings. Any of them.
I mean,
What does a promotion get you?
well, he didn't want to end his existence anymore, so that's a good thing. I guess joy? I don't know. This is a good question. Anyways, you want to move on to the game gander? You want to talk
Yeah.
about video games?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
All right.
So, you want to? I'll talk about Weird West first. 'Cause that's
Alright.
a computer game. It's a Weird West is like a top-down, old Western shooter. It's like an immersive sim.
Yeah.
Sort of like how, sort of like Fallout or Skyrim, where you are like, for me at least, that means you
Are those immersive sims?
yeah, because you are like immersing yourself in the world because you can interact with basically everything.
Okay.
To me, it means you can open a bunch of containers to sift through loot and accumulate vast quantities of wealth very slowly over time by accumulating junk that you then sell to random vendors.
Oh, okay.
It's it's the Weird West, but also there's ghosts and demons and cannibals and
Is that what makes it weird?
yes, and magic. Yeah.
Cool.
That,
All right.
That is what makes it weird.
Oh, the magic is what makes it weird.
Yes.
Not the ghosts?
Well, that too.
What about the space pirates?
I haven't encountered.
Spoilers.
Yeah, huh. I bet. Anyways, so I played through about 4 hours of this game. You start out as a well, the start of the game is like you are like there's a cutscene and you're like mysteriously branded, and then you wake up as this like bounty hunter lady who needs to go who is like put her bounty hunting behind her, is living a quiet life with her husband and child.
Yeah.
And then a gang shows up, kills your kid, steals your husband, and you have to go find him. Right? So you travel through the West collecting resources and getting guns, upgrading your guns. It does the weird upgrade system of instead of it being experience, they're just items that you find in the world, and then those upgrade your abilities and give you perks. Or you spend those tokens, give you perks and abilities, which is okay. A lot of games do this. Prey did this.
Is it the what's the experience point? So you find items that basically are skill points, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. You find there are two different types of skill points you can find. One for character abilities that are between characters that you play as, and then one as perks. So here's my problem.
Yeah.
I spent about 5 hours playing as this bounty hunter lady, and I did a bunch of like bounties
Yeah.
and some side quests. I've got a stacked team. I've got like a posse, a horse. I've got a absolute shitload of money. Just more money than I could ever hope to want or need.
Yeah.
The same with ammo. Just ammo coming out of my ears for all my guns and my bow. And like they're all pretty rare quality.
Yeah.
I beat the boss of her story, and then her story's over, and then you are whisked away to inhabit a new person who is a different story. No items or abilities, but you get your perks. And it's like, well, this is neat. It's fun that I experienced this story and that it's done.
Yeah.
And now I get to experience this story about this man who's been turned into a puppet by a witch and is trying to destroy a tree to free souls and stuff. Like that's all cool.
But where's all my stuff?
Yeah, my loot.
Where'd
My loot's all gone. All of it, huh? All of it.
You didn't put it in the time chest. The
No.
chest that withstands time.
No,
Oh. No time chest in
no
this game?
time chest.
Oh, damn.
So my money, my garbage, all gone.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So you hit a new save file.
no, I uninstalled the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I just was like, no, not for me.
This is what I kind of feel like in Timberborn.
Just like whenever you loot. Oh, that also happened with Stacklands.
Oh,
I
what?
lost my run of Stacklands because I lost the demon.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause- And then I was just like,
Wait, how'd you lose to the demon?
I only had like 6 people, and then
Oh, weren't you from swordsmen?
yeah,
They were all swordsmen?
no, like I had like 4 swordsmen, 2
Oh.
explorers, and a person. I put them
Oh,
all
yeah.
on the demon,
Explorers are fucking trash.
and I died.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, cool. Never playing that again.
Oh, damn. That sucks.
This is a lot of time to put in to just have it all end in this one encounter that I lose, and then I have to restart the whole game.
Yeah. I had like 5 swordsmen and 2 militia dudes. They fucked them up pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I just ruined them. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I didn't know explorers existed. I thought it was just militia and swordsmen, and I didn't know that tasks went slower if you had army people do them.
So you just had a bunch of army people.
Yeah, they just
I think that's
went
actually
slower.
just. I think that's just actually how you should play the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like,
I think having normal villagers, maybe having like a couple explorers, but there's no reason to have normal villagers.
yeah,
Like you should have like 1, maybe 2 explorers, and then the rest are all swordsmen.
it feels so bad to even just have like an explorer, because if an explorer explores a place and then a mob jumps out, the explorer just instantly dies.
Or you have to be like, pause the game,
Yeah,
move every single person with
Yeah.
a weapon off the tasks they were doing to fight this mob.
yeah, just annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still had a lot of fun with it.
Cool.
But I did beat the demon on the first try, so
Good for you. How's Timberborn been?
Timberborn is great. So, my beavers are beavering up, and I keep making a bunch of cool things. Like I made an artificial lake. I filled up a crater and turned it into a lake.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I made a line. I made 2 moat-esque things where it's like just a line of water across the land, basically.
Sort of like a a canal?
Yeah, canals. There we go.
Okay.
I made 2 canals, and those are pretty cool. And I'm trying to make an artificial stream now, which will make power because the water will flow from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've unlocked everything, but I can't build everything because I haven't expanded to a iron place yet,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And it feels like I can't lose, question mark. And now I'm in this weird position where I'm like, all right, fucking did it. I owned this game. But I don't really want to go to a new map. I'll lose all my progress. There's also a second race of beavers, and they'll have unique buildings, and will be fun and new. But I'm like, I haven't technically unlocked everything yet because I don't have the iron blocks yet.
You just don't want to let your beavers go.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's funny because they're really stupid. And so, like, when you make an artificial lake, you box in an area with big blocks, right? So you can pour the water in, and it won't flow away.
Beavers will just hang out there.
And beavers will just hang out, and then the last block will be built, and then it'll be like, your beaver's stranded. I'll be like,
Well, whose fucking fault is that?
yeah.
Nicholas? Whose fault is that, Nicholas?
The first
for
time
hanging out in the big lake box that I built. Nicholas?
So the first one, it was a canal, and I put the last brick on, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe it's useful to be able to walk down into the water. I'll just put a staircase here, and you can get out. And the second one was the other canal, and that canal was one big straight line, and it had a bunch of buildings built on top of it. And so the canal, I'm sitting there watching, ready to pause the last little box that no one can get over. Just in case. Finger hovering over the pause button, just in case anybody walks in at the last second. Literally the second it gets completed, a beaver fucking jumps in. Like, to get in there. Yeah. So I, of course, look at this. I already have a bunch of buildings planned over it, right?
Yep.
I cannot put a staircase at either end because then the beaver can't, because it will destroy the buildings that have already been built that are there. One to check the amount of water that's in there, and one to put water in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do the only option I have. I go into the settings for the beaver and change his name to Dead Boy. Just so he knows no one's coming to save him.
Does the stream just wash him away and he dies?
Oh, he starved long before I put the water in.
He's starved long before.
The other one is
I can't believe you dehumanized him to make you executing him feel better. That's fucked up.
So I was thinking about it earlier today because the third one happened today. And I was like, it doesn't feel this bad when a Pikmin dies in Pikmin. And then I immediately realized, oh yeah, Pikmin die instantaneously. I have to sit here for 3 days and watch these beavers starve to death. That's the problem.
Oh my god.
Huh. Fuck this game. I hate feeling bad. So anyways, the last one is the artificial stream I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So it has walls on either side, and then it has a on the right side it has power cables to take the power out from the wet wheels that are inside.
Yes.
So one of them walks over past where one of the power cables is supposed to go, turns around, and then builds the power cable behind himself, and then goes
God.
like,
I can't
fuck,
get out.
I'm stranded.
Yeah, I can't get out. What do I do? Help?
Help.
I couldn't have possibly seen this coming. I need an adult now. Help.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I can't help you, bud. You're fucked.
Damien, I'm really sorry about this, but I am going to have to change your name.
I didn't change this one's name. I felt too bad for him.
Oh man.
At least he didn't literally jump into the canal as it was getting finished. That infuriated me.
Oh, yeah.
Now it is kind of I will admit it is a little bit my fault. I have them on triple speed because anything else is painfully slow. So it probably just looked like he jumped in there because he was going 3 times the speed a normal beaver would. But fuck, man, it was
the speed a normal beaver would be going.
But fuck, man, it was really annoying to be staring there waiting to make sure no one got trapped inside.
At triple
Watch
speed.
that person run inside and then the block to fucking form.
when he was actually meticulously thinking about whether or not he wanted to jump to his death.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, the beavers are incredibly replaceable. Anyways.
Nice. I got an Oculus Quest 2,
Ooh.
and I started playing Resident Evil 4,
Nice.
which is, I don't know. It's like if you imagine you had the video game laid out as wallpaper,
Yeah.
right? And then you sort of just put that wallpaper around the room. And then you walked, or through a very long hallway, or perhaps throughout a whole house, right? And then you walked through the house, and we're looking at the wallpaper, right? And then there were television screens that would click on and show you cutscenes of what was happening in the game.
I love this. I love
except
this
for
VR mansion.
Except for the one part in which you fight a fish monster in a boat, and that is incredibly nauseating. It was like, do you want immersive, semi-immersive, or motion sickness mode? Or sorry, anti-motion sickness mode. And I was like, I'm a gamer. I'm full immersive. And holy shit, that I did almost throw up. Because do
you walk in place to simulate real walking?
No.
Oh.
No, you just move the cursor. But when you're in the boat, you move the stick to go in the boat direction.
Yeah.
And then you're like placing a harpoon inside a harpoon sniper and then shooting it at a big fish. But the fish is dragging you along as well. So you're like whipping around and you have to like turn and look at the big fish and you're constantly moving, and it was so disorienting. Also, there is a
motion sickness.
fantastic scene at the end where the fish dies, and it's the rope that was attached to the fish on this big anchor like detaches and starts pulling the main character in. So of course we're watching this on a screen in VR.
Yeah.
As a cutscene. Leon's like slashing at the rope to try and cut it off, and you have to wiggle your remotes up and down to help with this. Oh yeah, they're QuickTime events. Which is what that QuickTime event is. It's just you. It's watching the screen as the screen is telling you to wiggle your remotes like a Wii U game or a Wii Sports game.
Yeah.
So you're like cutting the rope, and then
it's the Mario Party game where you
shake the can.
Yeah, you shake the can
Yes.
so that when you open it, it shoots as far into the air as possible.
Yeah. What's problematic about that?
Nothing.
Okay, cool.
I was giving myself and the audience an analogy so they knew what notion they had to do.
Yeah. Anyways, and then he the fish is dead and floats to the bottom of the lake, and Leon's laying on his back, and he's just like sits up and just putters the boat to shore.
Nice.
It's just really anticlimactic. I thought it was funny. But it's especially after playing a game like The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
It's just not a very immersive combat system. The iron sights on the gun don't work.
Oh.
They don't. The bullets end up where the red dot on the gun is pointing, not where the iron sights are. So if you shoot something while the iron sights are placed on an enemy,
Yeah.
but the red dot isn't there, the bullet won't make contact.
Weird.
So there's no point in even using the iron sight. Which is not very immersive and annoying.
Yeah.
Also, the knife. Nothing you touch makes contact with anything. So, or nothing you hold makes contact with anything, right? So if you like try to touch your knife to the wall of something, there's no feedback. It just moves. It just like ghosts through.
Yeah.
And
You're a ghost. And
jumping
very
through
immersive
windows, climbing up ladders, scaling down walls. Those are all cutscenes. You don't actually do any of that.
Oh, damn.
Even though it's fucking VR. The whole point is that you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
But instead of letting you climb down the rope, it's just gonna play a cutscene of Leon climbing down the rope because he's cooler.
Yeah.
Ugh. Wildly annoying. Super, super duper not immersive. And the game's kind of fun. You're shooting zombies and like you get money and like buy upgrades for your weapons and stuff.
Nice.
Game's like okay.
All right. Well, I think we've hit the friendship dusk part of the podcast. Do you have any closing thoughts, or should I?
It sounded like you.
I didn't. I wanted
Where's
to
your shirt
seem
from?
like I had one. Oh, this is
Is this
from
on
a
your-
place
Oh,
in
in Michigan.
Michigan that my mother visited.
Ah. Okay.
She really likes going places and giving me shirts from those places. For example, the one of Seaside, Oregon. There's one I have from Hawaii, a place I've never been.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would out of curiosity, would you have preferred some sort of tchotchke, like a snow globe or?
Oh no, I
like,
love
keychain?
shirts.
Oh, well, okay.
For this reason, probably, and also because it means I don't have to buy my own shirts.
Excellent point.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a
They
wonderful night.
can't see the finger guns.
The finger guns were for you.